Hello everyone, good morning. This is Tara Love Perry sharing with you day 2 of the 15-day birthing into the light body. And I'm in this field, I'm actually lying or sitting on a whole bed of chamomile flowers, so it's completely dreamy. So day 1, step 1 was breathe and receive. And how did you feel about receiving your breath? What did you notice when you were focusing on how you receive your breath? Did you notice that you were controlling in any way, shape or form that very life force that creates you, as it brings you into form, as it enlivens you with spirit? This very essence of your life, this breath, are you controlling your breath? Many people kind of breathe up to about here, or try and breathe. It's an unconscious thing. We don't realize we're doing it. Even when I suggest to my clients that come to me, now relax and take deep breaths, it's like, and I have to ask, is that really allowing? Are you really receiving? What's happening there? What is your relationship with your breath? So I hope you found some interesting things when you were practicing that and noticing that. And it's really good to make notes about these things as well. I recommend that you do. And you can kind of track your journey. And so today, day 2, I'm going to take you on a journey of the energy between what I notice as the divine masculine energies and the divine feminine energies, and how that divine masculine of spirit, these are just how I describe it, the spirit energy or God or the light or the infinite, the ether, manifests into this physical matter, water form that I am. And I'm going to guide you on a journey as I notice that spirit incarnates. And how it reaches us first, or what I witness, is this crown center here. Now when I feel people's energy field of their, what I call the core energy stream, that spirit to earth connecting rod that goes right down through the middle of each person, what I notice is there's a energy which is about this wide. It's like a tap's worth of water. And that can be really impeded and really blocked in most people. And that flow is not happening properly. It's like having rocks in the river. And that energy must go round and find its way through to anchor you, to earth you. But that flow can become very impeded. It can become very constrained. And so that the trickle that we get out of the bottom is only just enough to sustain you rather than to have you thriving. And I've had an experience, I'm just going to share this with you, when I was giving birth for the first time. It was the most profound experience of my life, and I literally felt like this energy stream, rather than it being this little tap's worth of energy, I literally felt like I opened out like this, like a funnel, and I became this thin tube of being, and I just was this entire funnel of this pure love light energy. That spirit was absolutely birthing me and birthing my child. And I completely surrendered to that. And the more that I surrendered and opened, the more that energy could really raging river through me. And it was absolutely blissful. So I know that that's a state that human beings can be in. And I think since I had that experience, since having my child, that's when it really switched my awareness on. That's why I really started to become really conscious of what I am and what I could see and what I could sense. And knowing that that was a possibility, that I could live in that way every day. If I could be that conscious, if I could allow as much as I allowed when I was giving birth. So that kind of inspired me ever since. So what is it? So this is our relationship, literally, with spirit, with that inspiration that God, I'm going to call that Great Spirit, God sometimes, that Great Spirit, that God, what is the inspiration that God had to create you? Your crowning glory of humanity, of God incarnate, of that creative force incarnate. What was the inspiration for your being? From God's perspective, from the mind of God. And if you could tune into that, and if you could feel that, would that also be your greatest inspiration for yourself, for your own life? As if God had a dream before anything else happened. There was just a dream, and you were the dream, exactly as you are now, exactly perfect, exactly as God dreamed you. And could you open to receive that for yourself? And many times this inspiration center, this crown center, is affected by our own relationship with our fathers, or our own birthing experiences, of what your parents' inspiration was to have you. Were they in fact inspired to create you? Or did something else happen unconsciously? Now that might be, if you want to trace, if you feel closed in this area, or you don't feel inspired in your life, or you don't feel that you're particularly inspirational, or you don't dream, or you just really don't even feel that direct connection between you and spirit as it manifests and incarnates into you. What are your beliefs about God? That's really worth having a look at. And notice if that's really in harmony with your heart and soul, those beliefs. If it's working for you, if your beliefs are really working out for you and giving you joy in your life and giving you connection and, consciousness and the ability to expand and move more into that energy, or if you contract and move away from it and don't trust it and want to shut down and find solutions somewhere else, or maybe make up your own solutions with your mechanical conscious mind, are you really trusting in spirit? And you can recognize that by how you're breathing right now, just as I'm talking about it. If you're holding your breath and you're thinking about lots of different things, then perhaps not. Notice how you're feeling and breathing and receiving in every moment with everything that comes to you, because that can be your guide as to what's happening for you on an unconscious or a subconscious level. Not everything is obvious to us. We can't see everything. We don't have eyes in the top of the head and the back of our head and the sides of our head. But we do have other tools which can guide us and help us to see in a different way without perhaps using these eyes. So notice today how inspired you are to be alive, and what was God's inspiration when you were dreamed into being? What did God dream for you? Maybe you want to find a field like this one and lie down with the butterflies and allow yourself to drift off and dream that in yourself. Use your breath to connect. Use your breath as a tool of awareness. Bring it to those places that you want to have more clarity in. Open your breath up to receive more, and you will see more. So enjoy doing that. That's day 2. And just to share with you quickly, I have 2 courses that I'm running, and I run these very regularly. And the first one is actually called Birthing into the Light Body. It's a weekend workshop. It's an intensive decluttering, deconditioning, clearing workshop to get off all the layers and all the parts of you that aren't really you, that you perhaps believed that were you, or that you're struggling to wear and you've just had enough of carrying around. And we have a really wonderful, it's like being born, all clean and fresh. That workshop's called Birthing into the Light Body. That's the inspiration for this 15-day taster that I'm offering, to give you a journey of that, a taster journey. And the next one I'm doing is in Dubai at the end of August, but that also travels and can go anywhere. So if you fancy having that in your area, just send me an email and invite me. And look on my website for when I'm doing the next workshops of that. And the other one that I really love to do is the year course. It's actually a 9-month course in soul reading, channeling, and energy healing. And these are my specialities. These are things that I've been practicing for a very long time and really get so much joy from providing a platform, providing a space for other people to come along and not just learn soul reading and channeling and energy healing, although that's a really wonderful modality to, to kind of get to grips with it. You get to use all of your senses and try them out and test run them and see what works for you best and what you enjoy most, and what's your innate and natural kind of groove with your senses. But it's also a platform for people to come and go on a journey of awakening to themselves, opening up the gifts that were bestowed inside of you, consciously conceived way before you were even conceived by your parents. When you were dreamed into being, these gifts were put in this basket of you, and have you opened them? So on that course, we really begin to open this birthday present of you and discover what was put inside of you that maybe you haven't even taken the wrappings off yet, and discover your inner senses, discover your intuition, your inner tuition, and a whole load of other things. So you can have a look on that on my website as well, which obviously is www.taraloveperry.com. Go to the events section for all of the information on courses and workshops. So, there's a lot going on at the moment. There's a lot of magic unfolding. And tomorrow we're going to be talking about inner sight. So I look forward to seeing you then. Much love.